Schwert berührt. Klar, auf den Trick falle ich nicht mehr rein. Das tut nämlich weh. Okay, uns bleibt wohl nichts übrig, als zurückzugehen, ne? Hat sich aber nicht noch mehr verändert, oder? Okay, Gorou sieht noch gleich aus. Hier auch.
Kokomi, we're back! Oh, look, Gorou's here too! What happened? They look so serious.
Stimmt.
Approximately how many people are exhibiting these symptoms?
Oh.
I haven't had the chance to do a full count yet.
Kokomi, Gorou, what's going on?
Recently, some of our soldiers started showing symptoms of accelerated aging.
Ah. Ich hab's gesehen.
I called them in for questioning and found out they'd privately acquired some secret weapons from our sponsor.
Oh je.
Most of them are highly ambitious types, vehemently opposed to the Vision Hunt decree. They've been using these new weapons secretly since getting a hold of them.
Scheiße.
So that's why the war has been going unusually well. But risky secret weapons are not the answer. We must put a stop to it immediately. Gorou, have you managed to acquire one of these weapons?
Well, most of the officers refuse to hand them over. Still, I did manage to get one.
Was
Do you know
ist?
something about this?
Das teuflische Auge der Fatui. Ah.
So that means our secret sponsor is the Fatui?
But why would the Fatui do this? Forget that. There's no time. Right now, we need to inform the whole army to cease using their delusions immediately.
Auf jeden Fall.
All soldiers who have shown symptoms are to be taken for treatment. I just hope we'll be in time to save them. Wait a second. Speaking of soldiers with symptoms...
Teppei, ja.
No! Surely he can't have... let's go check on him.
Oh Mann. Nicht Teppei. Soll ich da kurz hochklettern? Warte, das kriege ich so eh nicht. Das kriege ich nur, wenn ich von hier aus runtergehe. Diese riesigen Muscheln. Sieht halt echt so schön aus. So. Doch, hier ist der Schnellreisepunkt. Oh Gott. Ich hoffe, wir können ihn überreden. Nicht, dass er denkt, dass wir ihn davon abhalten wollen, irgendwas zu erreichen. Hä? Oh. Lustig. Hallo? Wo ist Teppei?
Oh,
Oh, Scheiße.
Hey guys, what are you doing here?
Mann.
Just a moment. Let me get up. Ugh. It's weird, hm?
Fühlt sich schwach. Da brauche ich nicht mehr fragen, wie er sich fühlt.
Oh, right. Yeah. I haven't had time to give you the full details. Well, I made a lot of fighting the Shogun's army at sea, taking on Shogunate samurai all by myself, rescuing my comrades from an ambush. Things. If only I were stronger still. The stronger I am, the more I can do for the resistance.
Erzähl mir von.
Where's my secret weapon gone?
Erzähl mir von deiner Waffe.
It wasn't long after you were made captain of Swordfish 2. I met these mysterious people. Said they were with our supporters. They gave it to me and said that as long as I have the will to become stronger, his secret weapon will answer my call. It's just like a vision, isn't it? Of course, I've never used a vision, so I wouldn't know the difference.
Teppei, dies ist ein teuflisches Auge.
Delusion. Oh God. Doesn't sound very good.
Leider.
So, what's the difference between a delusion and a vision?
Es wird das Leben des Benutzers auszehren.
Gosh. Well, I suppose it's not too surprising that a mysterious weapon of unknown origins would come with its risks.
Ja, normal hat sowas immer seine Risiken.
I've been getting more and more tired over the past few days, and I have this strange sense of dread.
Jetzt kurz die Nachricht gesehen. Okay, müde geworden. Vages Gefühl von Unglück im Herzen. Oh Mann, Teppei.
At first, I'd find I was a little more beat than usual after a battle. Didn't think anything of it. But today, I got back and suddenly my vision was going blurry. This is a real shame. There I was, thinking I was catching up with you. Guess I didn't receive the favor of the gods after all. Hey, would you do something for me?
Jeden.
When our uniforms are ready, grab mine for me. Bring it back here, and we can change together. What's that look for? Don't worry, partner. As soon as I've rested up, I'll be right as rain. Right as rain, I tell you. As soon as I've rested up.
Teppei!
Die Fatui.
Hey! Where are you going? Hey!
Ich glaube halt irgendwie nicht, dass er das überlebt.
How's Teppei's condition?
Keiner von uns hat es bemerkt. Die Situation hat sich plötzlich verschlechtert.
I have put out the order to seize all delusions. The vast majority are showing some loss of vitality, but nothing serious. Sadly, a few have been less fortunate.
Your Excellency, I'm planning to establish a dedicated field hospital to monitor their condition. The soldiers are up in arms about the ban, though. They know full well what a delusion is, but they still intend to keep using them.
Okay, I'll leave you to deal with the situation. I have to get to the front line. This whole fiasco is certain to be a blow to morale. If the Shogun's army attacks now while we're scrambling to recover, it could well undo everything we have achieved so far.
Leider.
What are your thoughts?
Fatui aufhalten.
No, it's too dangerous. The Sakoku decree is still in force, so their delusions must be produced within Inazuma's borders. To organize an operation of this scale, they will have had to mobilize a huge amount of manpower and resources. They can't have done it without local support. If we want to stop them, we have to destroy the factory where the delusions are made. But it's sure to be heavily guarded. It's dangerous to go alone. At least take some troops with you.
Keine Zeit.
Your Excellency, given the urgency of the situation, we were hardly discreet when confiscating the delusions. The Fatui are sure to take notice. If we spend any longer amassing our forces, they will get wind of our plans and make their escape.
Very true. Let me think. I gave this some thought while you were confiscating the delusions. The side of the factory must be big and secluded, but close enough to a transport route to ensure the supply of raw materials. Not many places meet these criteria, and if we take the locations where our soldiers receive their delusions into account as well, I suspect the site is likely to be the cliffs, near the ocean at the southwest of Yashiori Island.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop you, but please, be careful. We have lost too many courageous fighters already. I don't want to lose you too.
Okay. Mich kurz umsetzen.
You mean to the delusion factory?
Ja, Paimon, da gehen wir jetzt hin. Ich muss mich kurz anders hinsetzen. Wir haben gestern so lange gezockt, ich kann nicht mehr so sitzen.
Really? You aren't gonna think it over first?
Nein.
Fine.
Jetzt geht's einfach nur noch los. Wir müssen einfach was machen. Es kann ja nicht sein, dass wir unsere Freunde hier sterben lassen. Wir müssen was dagegen tun.
This will slow things down.
So wichtig ist, was habe ich an Lebensmitteln da? Okay, 4, 15. Wiederbeleben. Stärken. Ausdauer. Kriegen wir hin. Wird wahrscheinlich gar nicht so schwer, als ich wieder erwarte. Oder es wird schwerer, als ich es erwarte. Ich muss einfach auf alles gefasst sein. Auf alles gefasst sein.
You're in for a little shock.
Check this out.
Okay. Okay, das ist so eins. Oh, ich sollte Lisa wieder aus dem Team raustun, sonst gehe ich unter. Aber sowas von.
I'll
So.
watch your back. 49. Okay. Also, rein hier. Fabrik der teuflischen Augen. Gruppenstufe 47 empfohlen. Kriegen wir hin. Sollen nur ein Wasserchar mit dabei haben. Wollten. Aber nicht. Kriegen wir hin. Hä? Herausforderung starten. Kriegen wir hin. Das kriegen wir hin. Cool aus hier. Au.
Oh, wow.
You can't run!
You can't run! Well,
Fire it up! Let's back up!
all you got.
Yeah!
We've only just beat miscalculated. This was well done. You need to hurry up. Roast and fry. You need to hurry up.
Can't run! Go and play!
This was well done.
Hallo?
Don't get too close!
Judgment!
You need to hurry up.
Ja, warum kann ich denn nur so wenig abziehen? Das nervt.
I must collect myself. You need to hurry up.
Geht doch. Raus hier. Wahrscheinlich hierfür. Ey!
You can't run!
Counterattack.
Go and play!
So quiet.
Okay, nur eins. Okay, da brauche ich also wieder zwei. Das kriegen wir hin. Wir kriegen das hin.
So much crystal marrow. Now where have we seen that before? Wait a
Das sollten wir nicht zuerst erledigen, Madame.
So the kinds of the mission are...
Fire it up!
I see through you.
Judgment!
Well,
Komm, du blöde Kuh. Erzähl doch nicht, das nervt mich.
amuse myself a little. Oh, now you've got me worked up. Look at me.
all you got. You can't run.
Don't get too close!
You
I got you covered!
Killjoy. We've only just begun.
Okay, weg. Wieder du bist echt nervig, weißt du?
Punishment!
This was well
Check this out!
Ich krieg dem seinen Balken da unten nicht weg. Ich weiß nicht, wie ich den wegkriegen soll.
You can't run! I see how it is.
Krieg ich dem seine Rüstung besser runter?
You need to hurry up. This was well done. You need to hurry up.
Soul.
Roast and fry. You need to hurry
Warum
up.
hast du so eine krasse Rüstung, du Arsch?
You can't run!
Fire it up!
This was well done. An unfortunate fault.
Endlich. Die Kerle sind nerviger als alles andere. Ich. Die echt unangenehm.
Yikes! It looks dangerous! We better watch our step or we might get hit!
Okay. Na, hey. Halten. Haben wir auch nur 2. Muss es hier noch weitergehen oder wie? So. Was hier? Natürlich. Die Situation des Bürgerkriegs in Inazuma ist derzeit ungewiss. Je länger sich der Krieg hinzieht, desto vorteilhafter wird uns die Situation sein. Um die Abhängigkeit der Widerstandskämpfer vom teuflischen Auge zu vertiefen, müssen die Flammen des Kriegs weiterhin geschürt und die Kampfwillen der Führung auf beiden Seiten weiter verstärkt werden. Ich rufe alle verfügbaren Kameraden auf, die Arbeit von den 2. Marineleutnanten zu unterstützen, um Sangonomiyas Plan auf einem schnellen Weg zu vereiteln. Falls es schief läuft, tu alles Erdenkliches, um Nathan bei seinem Rückzug zu unterstützen. Bring alle zu Schweigen, die Informationen über uns und die Fatui nach draußen geben könnten. Diese Mission ist von entscheidender Bedeutung für die Sicherung unserer Versorgung mit teuflischen Augen. Kein einziges Detail darf übersehen werden. Okay. Öffnen.
Intruder spotted! Do not let them impede the work of the Harbingers. You'll never get out of here alive! Not breaking a sweat! That all you got? I would end you. No, you can't run! This is bad. Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun. This isn't over! It isn't time for a break yet!
Okay, einer weg.
Judgment!
Not too far. Stay right there. Let's end this quickly! No slacking off! This should be fun.
Yeah. You can't run!
I slipped up.
Lights out.
It isn't time for a break yet!
Yeah!
This is good.
Okay. Der Wechsel ist wichtig.
Judgment!
Now this city of us have a death wish.
Ah, ich kann dich nicht leiden.
Lord Harbinger will be here soon.
Du bist ein anderer. Mehr Schaden. Nö.
Roasted fry.
Oh nö. Das ist doch.
You need to hurry up.
You can't run!
Fire it up!
You need to hurry up.
Doch wenigstens.
This was well done.
Oh. Futuri-Elendige.
Judgment! Mirror images dispersed. Shiver!
This one's well done.
Ich muss den hier wegkriegen, echt.
You can't fight.
Okay, der ist weg.
This is Her Majesty's gift.
Nein, ich entziehe mich deinem wundervollen Geschenk. Ja.
Judgment.
Nein! Really? Oh, ich hasse dich. Ich hasse dich. Ich hasse dich.
You can't hide. Go and fly. Got you.
Check this out.
Winter. Shall adventure.
You
Good back.
actually managed to find this place. Congratulations.
Wie gut gemacht. Lecker. Scaramouche.
So, you're another Fatui harbinger? Like
Oh.
Senora and Child?
Noch einer?
Senora and Child. I didn't know you and my two least reliable colleagues were acquainted. I'm the Balladeer. Number 6 of the Fatui Harbingers. Delighted to meet you, oh mighty traveler. So many visitors today.
Ich stell
To
die,
what do I owe the honor?
stell die teuflischen Augen her.
Oh, so that's what this is about. I think you've got the wrong idea. I know how this looks, but I'm just here to follow orders.
Baby Soul. Baby.
I'm obviously not the mastermind behind this. Aren't you supposed to be pretty tough? What are you waiting for? Go get them. You're getting all worked up over nothing. Didn't have you down as being so weak.
How can you say this is nothing?
How can you call it anything more? It's the way of the world. Human life is worthless. They were always going to die, with or without a delusion. At least having one gives them a chance to fulfill their ambitions. Do you have any idea how useful the Vision Hunt decree is to us? It took a lot of work to make it happen. Obviously, it was in our best interests. Good news is, our hard work is finally paying off. Generating conflict creates a big market for delusions. Now we just let the promise of power draw in the weak. For just a small price, they get the feeling of controlling the world, trading their life for supreme power.
Nein,
Pretty good deal, don't you think?
absolut nicht.
So, the Fatui started the Vision Hunt decree? You've been behind it all along?
From the outside, Inazuma looks pretty impenetrable. But on the inside, it's a land of opportunity. With a little effort, we were able to break them down from within. Eternity stretches things out over a long time, but each moment within it becomes all the more fragile. Take your friend in the Resistance, for example. There's nothing you can do now. He's a lost cause. Just like a bubble on the water. Beautiful for a moment, then total destruction. The more it takes from them, the more tightly they hold on to it. And the more incompetent they are, the more determined they are to fight it. It's such a farce. You have to see the funny side.
Ist nicht inkompetent.
Hey, calm down! No!
Okay. Und nichts gegessen, das ist wirklich sehr schlecht.
That's it. Just like that. Embrace the anger. Embrace it! The wrath of the gods fills this factory, and it feeds on your anger.
What's happening? Get up!
Repeat after me. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's positive. Your brain seems relatively unscathed. This is good news.
Die grauende Zucht war groß, so hört sich's an.
It's just as well, really, with the amount of effort it took me to get you back here. Honestly, it was like you were glued to the ground back there.
Miko? Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something. How come you're acting so differently from when we first met you?
Am I? Maybe it's because I had the other shrine maidens leave. Anyway, I've always been like this. People show you whatever side of themselves they want you to see. I know this for a fact. Every side of me is the real me. People just like to define things in all sorts of arbitrary ways. This is a human society. At the moment, anyway. And I'm just doing as I please.
Okay.
Paimon didn't quite follow.
Ich auch nicht wirklich, Paimon. Ich auch nicht.
Study humans a while longer, my little friend. You'll see what I mean.
Mich vor Sakaramouche retten?
Right! Paimon was so focused on the Traveler that Paimon didn't notice what you did to get Scaramouche off our backs.
What if I told you it was a secret art from the Grand Narukami Shrine, and that I had the balladeer down on his knees, begging for mercy in an instant? Would you believe me?
Ja, gut.
Well, maybe you should be worrying less about that, and more about how exactly you're going to thank me, no?
Miko, du wirst schon was finden.
Maybe some of your neural circuitry is less intact than I thought.
Danke, Yae Miko.
I didn't mean you had to be so formal about it. I need your actions, not your words. The delusions. They're still on your mind, aren't they?
Was ist denn danach passiert?
You needn't worry. The leader of Watatsumi Island took some troops to clear the place out. She's also issued a strict ban on the use of delusions across the whole army.
Sehr gut.
With their stronghold exposed, I doubt the balladeer is stubborn enough to try and retaliate now on his colleagues' behalf. It would be more trouble than it's worth. I must say, I would relish the opportunity to watch the Fatui getting a taste of their own medicine. Well, anyway, that Sangonomiya Kokomi, she really outdid herself this time. I'd love to have another chat with her again in person, but alas, belief systems can be such a hindrance sometimes.
Echt? Das ist euer Problem im Moment? Dass ihr beide einen anderen Glauben habt?
A hindrance? Should you really be saying that as the Gucci of the Grand Shrine?
Anyway, I'm only telling you this to stop you worrying so that you can focus on something I need you to do for me.
Und was?
You've met her, right?
Shogun Raiden?
I'm not talking about the puppet. I mean her. You've met her, yes?
Es war nur eine Puppe von mir in der Dimension.
Yes, the true Raiden Shogun, who meditates endlessly in the plane of Euthymia to preserve her being. Her name is A.
Are you saying that the one we met at the ceremony was just a puppet? And the real Raiden Shogun is the one that the Traveler met later?
Ach, krass.
And does that mean that when the battlefield changed, so did the opponent?
Aber warum macht sie so eine Mühe?
Because this is the Raiden Shogun's eternity. Before pursuing the eternity of her nation, she had to reach eternity for herself. Since the physical body will eventually turn to dust, she replaced hers with that of a puppet. And since the spirit is susceptible to erosion, she placed her consciousness inside her sword, where she remains in a meditative state, free from all disturbances.
Das ist also ihr Problem. Eigentlich stirbt sie schon längst. Aber warum?
So, that place that she carved open with her sword.
The plane of Euthymia. Essentially, the world inside her mind. A place that typically only allows her existence. She shuts herself off in her inner world, leaving all the affairs of the outside world to be dealt with by a puppet, who has a singular focus on the pursuit of eternity. This is the approach A has come up with for realizing eternity.
Das war auch einer der Gründe für seine Abdankung. Songli sprach auch von Erosion.
You mean Morax? It's been a while since I last saw him. A surprising decision by Liyue's Archon. What a fascinating god he is.
It seems like the Raiden Shogun's approach solves the problem Zhang Li was facing, though.
Perhaps. Or you could take the view that she's acting like a little child, throwing a temper tantrum and locking herself in her room. Don't you think?
Doch so ein bisschen.
The grand notion of eternity she once held has long since given way to the eternity of her own definition. And ultimately, her eternity is defined by fear. The fear of loss.
Bin mir noch nicht sicher, was ich tun soll.
The truth is, we are on the same side. You want to save the people of Inazuma from the Vision Hunt decree. So do I. The only difference is that I'd rather like to save this nation and save A while we're at it. The key is that the plane of Euthymia represents A's inner world. Defeat her there, and you may well have the chance to shake the Raiden Shogun's will.
So this is your plan? To abolish the Vision Hunt decree? Not by talking her out of it, or through an armed resistance, but by, hopping inside the Raiden Shogun's inner world?
Okay.
You're a fast learner. In short, this is the last chance to get Inazuma back on track. Otherwise, an eternity of darkness awaits.
Aber warum?
Don't you realize how special you are? Remember, the plane of Euthymia is a space where only she is allowed to exist. The fact that you could appear there tells us one crucial thing.
Da bist wieder Keksi, so wir alles erledigen können.
That you have piqued her interest. Perhaps it's because she has never seen an individual who is so unpredictable in the face of eternity.
Labil? Jetzt sind wir schon labil?
Has no one else ever been in there?
None. No one has seen the devotee of eternity since she shut herself away. In fact, no one even knows what it looks like in there.
Was? Jo, eigentlich hat am längsten Haare schneiden gedauert.
Your existence is more than just an opportunity. It's the very key to all of this. To that I say, well done, child. You did not disappoint me after all.
Wait, you're leaving? Where are you going?
Anti-Raiden Shogun training. I've prepared a special program just for you. Come along.
Okay. Nein, das ist falsch. Das war falsch. Hä? Noch mehr? Ah. Sag mal. Da ist noch eins. Da muss aber. Okay, wo soll ich jetzt hin? Da unten. Okay.